Today I want to talk about one of the most foolish and ill-informed conversations that a kid can have with their parents. And it usually starts like, Mom and Dad, I'm 18 now. I can do whatever I want. So if you're a parent, I'm sure you've had this conversation with your kids. And if you're a kid, you're probably just waiting to turn 18 so you can have this with your parents. And in all honesty, don't. The reality is, yes, in the eyes of the law, when you turn 18, and we're talking the United States, not a country where it's okay to marry 12-year-olds or, other rules apply elsewhere, but we're talking in the US. When you turn 18, you hit a gray area of adulthood. You are an adult as far as you can join the military, you can own a shotgun or a rifle, and a pathetic old 70-year-old can legally have sex with you, being the pervert that they are. Now, this is where you need to consider not having this conversation, because this is where it goes a lot of times. I'm 18 now. I don't have to follow any rules. I don't have to listen to you, all of this kind of nonsense. Now, you are still living with your parents, and you think you can do whatever you want at this point. And this is probably coming from a kid who's a little too entitled and they don't really care about their parents. Now let's be blunt here. If you're still living with your parents and they say weeknights, the house is closed down, friends are gone by X time, say 10 or 11, because your parents have to get up and work so that they can still support you, even though you're a pseudo adult, and you want to say, no, I don't have to listen, yeah, you do. So let's talk about this. You're only a pseudo adult because you still can't drink alcohol in all 50 states until you're 21. You can't own a handgun or buy handgun ammunition until you turn 21. And if you drink alcohol in this gray area between 18 and 21, you are charged as a minor in a lot of states for using an illegal substance or alcohol. So they only consider you a minor where it's convenient. And I think a lot of this goes back to, I'm going to say it, old white guys who wanted to have sex with 18-year-old girls, maybe parents that still wanted the ability to kick their kids out after they're done high school. Who knows? But these are laws that are there not to allow you to do whatever you want, which, let's face it, at any age you can't do whatever you want. You just can't. You can do mostly what you want when you're an adult. You live in your own place. You make your own money. Then you have the say of how late you stay up, what you can do, how late your friends come over. But if you're living in your parents' house, you don't have that say. And most kids, I will say, are probably cognizant of this, and they're going to be polite to the needs of their parents to be able to sleep and get up and function at work. But you are going to have these selfish kids who want to have this conversation with mom and dad about, I'm an adult, I can do what I want. And the reality is, you can't. Now, let's take it to the point of what 18 allows your parents to do. As a parent, we're no longer required to provide food, clothing, or shelter to you because you've turned 18. Now, a good parent will do that, provided that the child doesn't go nuts and think that they can do whatever they want and no longer have to follow the rules of the house. So let's say you are one of these kids who ignores their parents, decides they can do what they want. They refuse to have their friends leave at 10 o'clock on a weeknight, like their parents may say. The parents have the right in most states to tell your friends to leave because they are the legal owners of that property. Or if you're renting, they are the legal lessees of that property or renters. So the minute they give verbal notice that it's time for your friends to leave and they refuse, those friends are trespassing. And if your parents are tired of your crap, they can escalate and have your friends removed for trespassing. So if you don't want to be embarrassed in front of your friends, don't do stupid shit. Just follow the rules of the house. You know, be a decent human being and respect that your parents want to get to bed and not be disturbed at night. So, yeah, you turn 18, there's some things that you were an adult. You can be drafted, you can go to war, you can die for your country. You have the right to move out and not be on your mom and dad's insurance or them pay for a car or gas for you anymore. Um, but if you really want to be an adult and do whatever you want, your option is get a job, move out, have your own place, and do whatever you want within the law. So, just like I said, I can't do whatever I want. I can do what I want within reason. I can't break the law. I can't have loud parties till 2 a.m. because the police will knock on the door and tell me cut that shit out. You can't do that either because the same thing happens. So, yes, you're an adult with limitations at 18. At 21, you will be an adult. And if you're still living at home at 21 and you're an adult, just remember your parents do have the right to evict you because they own the property. So respect your parents. Do what they ask you to do as long as it's reasonable. I mean, how tough is it? Mom and dad say, hey, trash day tomorrow, take the trash out. They're paying for you to be able to live there. Do something in return. They're feeding you. They're clothing you probably because maybe you're still in college. They're doing it because they love you. Show a little bit back and do the things that they ask you to do that are reasonable. And parents, if your kid is an ass, don't be afraid to kick them out. There comes a point, if they don't wish to respect you, they don't love you enough to show you respect, abide by the rules, kick them out. They want to be an adult. It's time for them to start adulting at that point. So tell them, sayonara, see you later. It's going to be tough, but you can evict them. Legally, you're probably going to have to give them written notice, even if they're not paying rent, and give them a reasonable time frame. So tell them you've got a month to find a place, and at that point, your shit's going to be on the lawn. You've met the legal requirements to kick them out. So, I mean, this is not a super pleasant dad video, but let's face it, kids, we've all been there. We might have had this stupid conversation with our parents. I never said to my parents when I'm 18, I'm an adult, I can do what I want now because my dad would have killed me. And I respected the fact that they worked hard to provide for me. They loved me. They cared for me. And I did what they asked within reason. And that's what you have to do as a kid living at home with your parents. Do what you have to do within reason. You know, nobody's saying, if mom and dad are like, rub my feet, I'm tired. You can say, no, I'm not touching those things. They're old and gnarly. No. But do what any decent human being would do within reason. So just remember, you're an adult, but only so far. So, and if you really want to be an adult, get the hell out of mom and dad's house and live on your own. Until that time, you're still their kid. Listen to them. Anyway, that's it for today. Have an awesome day, and we'll see you next time.